Let us now find out the value of g on the surface of the earth. We can calculate the value of g by using Newton's universal law of gravitation for an object of mass m, small m, situated at a distance r, small r, from the center of the earth. Now here we have used the Newton's universal law of gravitation that we studied yesterday. F is equal to gmm upon r square. So yesterday the formula that we studied was F is equal to gm1 m2 upon d square. But here the objects that we have taken is, one of the object is earth and the mass of earth is indicated by capital M. The another object is that which is on the surface of the earth and its mass is small m. So we have to take the product of the two masses. So we get gmm upon r square. R is the distance at which the object is from the center of the earth. So that is indicated by r, and so we get the formula F is equal to gmm upon r square. Now in Newton's second law of motion we have studied F is equal to ma, where F is the force, m is mass, a is acceleration. But here the acceleration that we are talking about is the acceleration due to gravity. And so in this formula, instead of a, we will now write g, and we get the formula F is equal to mg. So we will use this F is equal to mg, and g we will keep on one side because we have to find out the acceleration due to gravity, that is equal to F upon m. Now here we will substitute the value of F that we had found out here, gmm upon r square. So we will write, instead of F, gmm upon r square divided by m upon 1. So when you simplify this, gmm upon r square multiplied by 1 upon m and m gets cancelled, and you get g is equal to gm upon r square. Now here you find that instead of small r we have used capital R. Capital R is the radius of the earth. Now here why have we replaced the small r by the radius of the earth? Because if we compare the size of the object to the size of the earth, it is going to be very, very small. So the object is very small as compared to the size of the earth. Similarly, the height at which the object is present on the surface of the earth is also very small as compared to the radius of the earth, that is from the center of the earth. And hence we ignore that and we consider this distance to be equal to the radius of the earth. So the formula that we get for acceleration due to gravity is gm upon r square. Now we will substitute the values. The value of universal gravitational constant given by Henry Cavendish was 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 multiplied by mass of the earth. The mass of the earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kgs. So that we will substitute here, divided by radius of the earth's square. So radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meters. So that we will substitute here and its square. So when you simplify this, you get the value of g to be 9.77 meters per second square. So it is also acceleration, and hence the unit will be same, that is meters per second square. So that is how we calculate the value of g. The value of g is even taken as 9.8 meters per second square, and some places it is even given as 10 meters per second square. So depending upon what is given to you in the numerical, you will make use of the value of g. This acceleration depends only on mass m and radius r of the Earth, and so the acceleration due to gravity at a given point on the Earth is same for all objects. So here it becomes evident that the mass of the object got cancelled, and here the distance between the object and the Earth is now replaced by the radius of the Earth. So we find that the value of g does not depend upon the mass of the object, neither it depends upon the distance at which the object is from the surface of the Earth. And hence we will find that the value of g for any object on the surface of the Earth will be same. So this experiment was performed by Galileo, and he had released two objects from the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and he found that both the objects reached the ground at the same time. So this indicates that whatever may be the mass of the objects, they will reach the ground at the same time because the acceleration due to gravity acting on them is same. Perhaps if you carry out this experiment with a stone and a piece of paper, you will find that the piece of paper reaches the ground little later as compared to the stone. The stone touches the ground first, whereas the paper takes a little time. So that is because of the force of friction that the paper experiences due to air, whereas the frictional force over the stone is comparatively less, and so it reaches first. But if we eliminate all these frictional forces, we will find that the piece of paper and the stone will reach the ground at the same time. So we need to create vacuum, and if we carry out the same experiment, we will find that the two objects will reach the ground at the same time because acceleration due to gravity acting on both the objects is the same, and it is independent of the mass of the object and the distance at which the object is present from the surface of from the center of the Earth. It does not depend on the properties of the object. So value of g does not even depend upon the properties of the object. So here we have derived the value of g, that is 9.77 meters per second square. Variation in the value of acceleration due to gravity, that is g. We have calculated the value of g, that is 9.77 meters per second square. We have even studied that this value of g does not depend upon the mass of the object, neither it depends upon the distance at which the object is from the center of the Earth. But as the height of the object goes on increasing from the surface of the Earth, we find that the value of g changes. For example, a communication satellite is at a height of 35,700 kilometers from the surface of the Earth. Now we have already calculated the radius of the Earth, that is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meters. So in addition to this radius of the Earth, we also need to count the 35,700 kilometers height at which the object, that is the communication satellite, is present. So this is a considerable height, and we find that there are changes in the value of g. So let us try to understand what are the factors that influence the value of g. First one, change along surface of the Earth. Will the value of g be the same everywhere on the surface of the Earth? So the answer is no. The reason is that the shape of the Earth is not exactly spherical, and so the distance of a point on the surface of the Earth from its center differs somewhat from place to place. Due to its rotation, the Earth bulges at the equator and is flatter at the poles. Now this is the shape of the Earth and we find that due to the constant rotation of the earth, it has become flattened at the poles, whereas it has bulged out at the equator. Now, if we see the radius of the earth from the center to the poles, we find that this distance is smaller as compared to the distance from the center to the equator. So we find that the radius of the earth is largest at the equator and smallest at the poles. Due to the flattening at the poles and bulging out at the equator, we find that the radius of the earth is largest at equator and smallest at the poles. The value of G is thus highest, that is 9.832 meters per second at the poles, and decreases slowly with decreasing latitude, and it is lowest, that is 9.78 meters per second square at the equator. So as this distance is lesser, and hence if an object is at the poles, it will be at a lesser distance to the center of the earth, whereas an object which is at the equator, we will find that it will be at a greater distance from the center of the earth. So as this distance at the poles is lesser, or the radius is lesser, we find that the value of G will be highest, and it will be lowest at the equator, that is 9.78. So this is the first factor that is influencing the value of G, that is as the distance goes on increasing, the value of G goes on decreasing, whereas as the distance goes on decreasing, the value of G goes on increasing.